Hello everybody and welcome back to Bourbon Battles. My name's Joe. Hey, we've got a great episode for you today. We've got a blind battle coming, so stick right with us. Okay, so you've stayed around this long, so that's a good thing. So what's a blind battle? Well, we've got a box over here that's full of envelopes, and inside those envelopes are two small sample bottles of two whiskeys. They could be anything back here, right? Anything back there, over there, over there, over there. They could be anything in here, and even sometimes stuff that's not even in this room. So I have no idea what we're getting ready to pull out of there. We're going to pull it out. We're going to pour up those two samples, and we're going to evaluate them. If you're looking for tasting notes, you might have come to the wrong place because we don't talk a whole lot about tasting notes, and there's a reason for that. We think everybody's palate's a little bit different. So what I taste, you might not, but I'm going to tell you what I think about it. I'm going to tell you generalized notes. Is it sweet? Is it oaky? Is it that kind of stuff? And I'm going to say this is better than that. Usually we pair up some pretty cool stuff. So let's get into that barrel right now. Okay, so I'm just going to grab one at random here. And like I said, inside here, let's get her open, is, just like I said, two sample bottles labeled 1 and 2. I have no clue what we got going on here. And now an answer key that is sealed, and we'll open that when this is all said and done. So let's get pouring up in here and see what we got. So, number 2 and number 1. All right, let's get right into the nose on these things and see what we think. Oh. The nose on number 1's really good. Let's try number 2. Pretty easy to go ahead and say that I prefer the nose on number 1 than 2. And of course, you guys know what I'm drinking, and I really have no idea. People ask me all the time, is everything truly blind? Yes, everything is truly blind. That thing is full of envelopes. We have no idea. We don't want to know. We don't want to know. Why? And why do we do this? Because we don't give a rat's ass what's on the label. We just like good whiskey. I don't care if Evan Williams Bottled and Bond beats Blanton's, which it has done multiple times on this channel, and when I've done it by myself. I don't care if my favorite whiskey loses because it'll be replaced with something I like better. I like that idea. Number 1's got a great flavor. Some sweetness shows up, some of those fruity flavors. Let's get into number 2 here, and we'll go back and forth a few times. Number 2 probably has more of a traditional bourbon flavor. I tell you right now, it's going to be very tough to pick. They're different. As far as age, they look and color to be very similar. I don't think either one of them are high proof, which is really tough for me to say because a lot of times I'll say stuff that's in the 120, 130, 120s isn't high, and of course it is. Okay, so in our grading scale, I've got to determine which is better, right? We don't have ties. And this isn't a tie, but I'm going to say that it's better but close, which means I have to pick a winner, and I like them both a lot. I think they're great. And it would almost come down to me, you know, if one of them was considerably more expensive than the other, that's probably what I would go with. But if I have to pick a winner, I'm going to go with number 2. Number 2 right here is what I'm going to go with. Let me make sure. I am, and man, that is tough to call, but I am going to pick number 2 ultimately. Hey, if I came over to your house and you poured me either one of these, I'd be happy. Let's see what's what. Let's see what we got. Let's look at number 1 first. because I did not pick number 1. Wow, number 1 is Eagle Rare. Famed Buffalo Trace, one of my favorite Buffalo Trace products. 10 years old, 90 proof, I believe. It's on my paper here. 90 proof, 10 years old, coming out of the Buffalo Trace distillery. You know, people love this stuff. People chase this stuff. People pay extra for this stuff. And I'm not mad at you because it is really, really good. I don't know what number 2 is. We're about ready to find out, but I'm kind of surprised because Eagle Rare usually does very, very, very good for me in a blind. Very good. So before we look at number 2 here, Eagle Rare is a batch product. It has to be classified as a batch product because they run it, and the last bottle that has a portion of it, they fill it the remainder of the way with the next barrel coming down the line. So unless you get that first or last bottle coming out of a barrel, it is a single barrel product. But because of the way they do it, they can't label it as a single barrel product, right? If you want to learn more about that kind of stuff and what's a single barrel, what's a batch, what's all these things, check out Stave and Thief Society, staveandthief.com. They've got this $75 Bourbon Steward class. It's online. You really ought to check that out. It's a fantastic, good time. So let's see what number 2 is. I did pick this. This beat Eagle Rare. Okay, no surprise here. Russels Reserve 10-year, 90 proof, and that comes out of the Wild Turkey Distillery. So that's what this bad boy looks like right here, right? And it's my opinion that Jimmy Russell and the folks over at Wild Turkey probably developed this product to compete with this product. You watch very much whiskey YouTube stuff, you'll see everybody's compared these two, and it's kind of across the board on what people prefer. This, I can go find at any liquor store, Meijer. I've seen it at Walmart. It's all over the place. This, not so much. People pay a lot extra for this. This is more expensive than this right now. It's gone up a little bit, but this is easy to find. This isn't. They're both fantastic whiskeys. Quit chasing it. And hey, if you do get the opportunity, you know, go look for these right here. These Russels Reserve single barrel picks are a lot higher proof. They're good stuff, and they're quite a bit more expensive. So hey, you find these at retail, snag them up. But if you can't and you want something similar, 10-year-old whiskey, Russels Reserve does the trick, right? This is great stuff, and I don't go to it often enough. I need to remember this more often. So, hey, this is fun. Drink bourbon with your friends. Set it up like this blind, right? Go on Amazon and buy a bunch of these little things. They're super cheap. And make a bunch of these up and mix them all up. You won't know what's what, and that's what makes it fun. You might be really, really surprised what you come up with. Hey, drink bourbon with your friends. Drink it blind. Do it responsibly. And whatever you do, please don't drink and drive. See you next time.
If you drink, don't drive, do the watermelon crawl.